Oh, okay, awesome. Hey, good evening to this fine, august audience. Um, I'm going to call to order the meeting of the City of Bloomington Committee of the Whole to order. And Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilmember Kearns,
Here.
Councilmember Bolin,
Here.
Councilmember Dannenberger,
Here.
Councilmember Becker,
Here.
Councilmember Hendricks,
Here.
Councilmember Ward,
Here.
Councilmember Crumpler,
Here.
Mayor Millawamboy.
Here. And we're going to move to public comment. Madam Clerk, do we have public comment?
We received no emailed public comment, nor do we have anyone registered to speak.
Okay, thank you. Um, Should I read my statement anyways? No? Okay, all right. Wow, that's a rough crowd. And we're gonna move to the consent agenda. And is there a motion to approve?
I'll
consent
move.
agenda? Okay, motion by Councilmember
Second.
Ward, second by Councilmember Bolin. Are we doing clickers or just?
I'm just
voice?
going to call it real quick.
Okay,
Councilmember Kearns,
Yes.
Councilmember Bolin.
Yes.
Councilmember Dannenberger.
Yes.
Councilmember Becker.
Yes.
Councilmember Hendricks.
Yes.
Councilmember Ward.
Aye.
Councilmember Crumpler.
yes. Okay, awesome. And agenda passes, and we're going to move on to the regular agenda, a presentation and discussion of ongoing water department projects as requested by the water department. I'm going to turn it over to City Manager Jeff Jurgens for introductions.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Thought tonight would be a good opportunity to have a quick update from our Water Director, Ed Andrews. As you know, we're undergoing a 10-year plan with about $400 million in different infrastructure water projects that we're doing. And so periodically, we want to provide an update to the public and the council. And with that, I'll turn it over to Director Andrews. Thank you.
Thanks. We'll just go ahead and roll right into some of the slides in summary. While we talk about projects, here's the need for some of those projects. The Front Street water main break that was reported at 1 a.m. Wednesday morning last week. We had crew on hand and made repairs by late morning. That was a 4-inch water main, germane to the original system, so just 1 year short of its 150th birthday. When we exposed that, we got the initial break under control with a repair clamp. And as we cleaned up that hole, there were 4 other repair clamps within that 20-foot segment. So Thursday, we were back in to splice in new water main and remove that old section of pipe and all the repair clamps. We did hand that over to Streets, and I think I understood 18 cubic yards for the patch topside. And I think they had that open to traffic on Saturday. I wasn't there firsthand, but next slide. Taste and odor, it's a seasonal issue that we fight every year as the lake turns over. We do have some marker compounds that contribute towards that taste and odor. We do weekly samples, but start that once we start receiving complaints. So tail end of August, first part of September, you can see the results there on a summary on geosmin and MIB for those 2 marker compounds. And what's summarized there are samples in the raw water upstream of the plant from each lake. And then after it goes through filtration, it's not a health concern type marker chemical, but that taste and odor, that earthy, musty kind of smell and taste that you get off the water this time of year. As you can see, it was more pronounced in Lake Bloomington, and we've since switched over from a 60-40 blend between the 2 lakes to 100% Lake Bloomington and continue to monitor that. So it usually calms down by lightfall. Next slide. Just kind of an overview summary of our capital projects. I won't delve into each and every one of those unless you want me to, but I've got some highlight slides behind it. System-wide distribution, that's our big $80 to $100 million project, which includes the water tower, which I have a detailed slide on. Fort Jesse, there's a short section, well, quarter-mile section of water main upgrade to facilitate that project. We should be having traffic control get off of that lane within the next week. That patching is complete. My glasses on better. Just a summary of water main projects throughout the system, some IDOT projects. Meadowbrook is just starting up. Ridgewood Terrace, waiting for that local or public labor agreement to be finalized, and that's ready to go out for bid as well. And then some other design work that we'll bring to council, hopefully on the next session for approval to launch. Lead service lines, I have a detailed slide on that. Some projects up at the lake, in addition to Taste Motor we talked about, and then some general in-house projects. I have a slide on that. So next slide. The water tower, we're approximately 13% complete. So the foundation is set, backfill. Originally, they were to be in starting today on the riser section. So we'll be coming up out of the ground. They're actually moving in next week to start that. Next slide. Lead service inventory, just an overview. We made our submission to IEPA back in April, presented to council and was approved to start rental with a potential for a buyout option on a vac truck, a hydro excavator. We did get notice, that's the little IEPA letter there, that we did get that next round grant. So that'll help offset some of that rent, not all of it, but some of it. And we'll proceed on with our potholing program with that new machine that should be, it's in Springfield right now. I think we owe them some insurance coverage, and then it'll be in our hands for training in the next couple of weeks. And then also that end photo there is our Cobus pipe puller attachment. So that attachment has arrived, and we had in-house, or well, Cobus came down and trained our two crews with the use of that. So knocked that out probably 3 weeks ago. Next slide. Water meters. We're progressing from back in 2009 was touch read. That's a walk around where each meter or side of the house is read by a touch device. We began the conversion from touch read to AMR in 2009. The next step of that was, or is, drive by to tower read. So me coming on board, I really made it a priority to get further along advanced in tower read. So we've gone from 33% to just a little under 60 at 58%. We're in talks right now with some of our sister agencies, Town of Normal, their water tower for a co-locate, Inward and Sierra. So we'll have some IGAs coming before council, hopefully in the next month. But they're in spirit and support of it. So we're getting pricing on that. Next slide. And the last summary project is just an in-house app that we've developed that should be of good benefit to the fire department as well as our own internal folks. It's a hydrant flushing app. And one thing I noticed is we didn't have a lot of that data in GIS when I first came on board. So we had the mapping data, but no real detail on how much flow does that hydrant actually put out. So the intent on this round of hydrant testing is we're able to just to log in two variables, two pressure points, static and residual pressure. That's a calibrated testing cone device on the end of the machine with the pressure gauge. So they're able to enter two variables in the field, and it automatically updates the hydrant color to its flow capacity in real time. So prior to this, it was a clipboard. You wrote some numbers down. Maybe they made their way back to the office and got inputted in a DOS database, and it didn't get inputted into GIS. So all that's happening real time now. So the crew up at the lake is our first beta test group, and they're progressing ahead. So once they're complete there, they'll actually paint the hydrants, the top cap on the bonnet will have that color code as well. So I think that's my last slide. So next slide, last slide, no slide. Any questions? I'm more than welcome.
Questions, Councilmember Kearns?
Yes, I have a question for our Ward One folks about a quick reminder about the Meadowbrook subdivision. You said that that had just started. Can you remind me like the hopeful expected timeline of the water main replacement? And then you might not have this about the roads, but then I know that that's like kind of the second part, and that's what everyone's waiting for.
Yeah, well, yeah, we get no glory being the underground component of the equation. Yeah, the public meeting was sparsely attended that we had here a couple, 3 weeks ago, but we'll have some notices and updates going out yet this week on it. Underground work will go through fall into early winter. We had originally put that with a service line completion by the end of February. We might have to entertain an extension of upwards of a month on that, but the paving contract will be right behind that, April, May. That's already under contract as well on the engineering side of the equation. So both departments are working together on that project. I'm fronting the inspection on all the underground. So water main obviously falls underwater, but sewer and some storm work as well as some curb replacement all falls under this. And then the paving is that separate, we'll call it citywide various routes paving contract.
Thank you.
Well,
Okay. Other question, Councilmember Boland?
Thank you. I've always been curious when you do a water main repair, especially on a 150-year-old piece of water main. When you attach, I mean, is there a 150-year-old on one end of the new and one end, the other end of the new?
yeah, well, the first repair that actually had been left in the ground 4 times previous is a repair clamp. So an actual sleeve that goes over and is bolted through
Okay.
to tighten down, with some gasketed material on the inside. That has some success, and I'm not saying that the other repair clamps failed, but it's just an indication that that main itself is aging out. So
Okay.
yeah, to answer your question, we are splicing into 150-year-old main on either side.
Sure. This is the elephant in the room. That older section then theoretically could break and then you'd have to start over. Yeah,
Yep, that's
Yeah,
the
okay.
bane of water.
sure.
The anticipation is that we work in lockstep with the streetscape program as
Sure.
it moves through, that we take that opportunity to upgrade. So not necessarily streetscape, although I do have some follow-up on that phase 1 that's planned. We have a consultant under contract right now playing catch up on US 51 to get that main replaced concurrent or hopefully a little before that work kicks off,
Okay.
similar to Route 9.
So that pretty much ties in with the majority of the expense of the streetscape is for this type of work.
Well, no, that we've budgeted the main replacement into the water structure
Sure.
over that 70-year replacement. So
Okay,
the general fund's not being hit on any of the main replacement.
Okay.
That comes back to
Okay.
our enterprise funds.
okay. Thank you.
Other questions? Okay, well, Ed, I want to say thank you very much for the work that you're doing and the staff as well. I do find, water, it's something that sometimes gets taken for granted until something bad happens. And I've had an opportunity to not only visit with water staff in the past, but also even Binward staff, with Tim Irvin. So I find all of that, fascinating repairs, reclamation, treatment and distribution. And I think, water is really a critical element of public health, but also economic development. And I think people don't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily capture everything that it really means to us, but it's very important. And having been in other parts of the world where I see it's not taken as seriously as it should, I definitely appreciate how it is here in our community. It's fantastic. That's a word.
Thank you for your, council support as well.
Yeah.
So, appreciate
Awesome.
it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We are going to move to item 5B, a presentation and discussion of a multi-departmental summer wrap-up as requested by the administration department, and we'll turn it over to City Manager Jurgens once again.
Thank you, and we'll go ahead and have the staff come up that's going to present. We do a wrap up of road work throughout the year and other different things that we take a look back and celebrate the work that we've done. One of our busiest times of the year is really the summertime for our staff. And we talk a lot about quality of place, and I thought this would be a good opportunity just to talk about all of the different things that we do as a city within the community and how many people we're getting to our downtown, the different types of programming and the different type of programs that we're offering. So we were going to provide tonight an update to the council and to the community. We're going to be doing some social media, and in a second, I'll have Catherine start with the video, and then we'll also be doing some press release, but just getting some information out for the community on all the things that we're doing, and really appreciate all that staff has done for the summer. So we'll start with a quick video from Catherine that we'll be dropping on social media. And because of license issues, Catherine won't let me pick the music for the videos. They have to be royalty free apparently. But we finally did come to an agreement on that this afternoon.
I thought Catherine was the one who wrote the music.
But truly, I do want to thank Catherine for putting that together, and she spent a lot of time. We're now going to go just through a couple of our different departments and have them provide a couple of the highlights as they see it and what's coming next from their departments. So we'll start with Melissa Hahn with the Economic and Community Development Department.
Thank you. Just want to start by thanking and I can't say enough about our amazing ECD staff that do so much to make the downtown really what it's become. And it really is a central place for the community with all of our events. And just highlighting it, it really is a joint effort for us. We work very closely with a lot of other departments, such as DOES, helping with the outdoor dining layouts, working with the clerk's office for permitting for the outdoor dining, as well as working with our amazing public works crew who set up and take down all of the barricades for all the various events. Just to highlight and talk about some of the amazing things that have happened throughout the last year. This is our 19th year that we are celebrating that we are an accredited Main Street. As you noted from the presentation video, there were 96 events scheduled in downtown for this calendar year. This is up 11 events from last year. So obviously people are seeing that it's the place to be and place to have your event. Downtown really does offer something for everyone. Just to highlight, one of our busiest weekends was May 3rd and 4th. That weekend, we had our May 1st Friday, opening day of the Farmers Market, Rivian event with Coffee Hound, and the free Red Carpet Corridor Festival that was hosted by the CVB. There were 28,000 visitors downtown that weekend. We had 2.8 million visits to our downtown last year, calendar year 2023, and so far to date for 24, we've already had 2 million. We dispersed 1.3 million in ARPA funding to 34 downtown businesses through the Small Business Rehabilitation Grant Program. And then last but not least, we'll highlight our award-winning farmers market. This year, we expanded the footprint to allow 12 additional vendor spots. We've so far this year have had 85 vendors for the market. We've hosted 72 community groups, and we've provided a platform for over 32 local musicians. We've also expanded our children's activities through Club Carrot. We've distributed over $9,000 in Link match vouchers to those individuals receiving Link. And this year, Downtown Bloomington the Downtown Bloomington Farmers Market was awarded first place in 3 categories of the Pantagraph Reader's Choice Award, that being Best Community Event, Best Weekend Activities, and Best Place to Buy Fresh Produce. And staff just picked up our awards today, so I thought I would bring in those and share those. Upcoming things for the downtown on Wednesday, October 2nd from 10 to 5. We are partnering with Illinois Main Street to offer upstairs downtown a free workshop on how to redevelop upper floors of downtown buildings. October 25th at 5 p.m. is downtown trick or treating, one of my favorites. On November 16th, we're having our Thanksgiving market. December 6th, Once Upon a Holiday tree lighting, which will be expanded this year. And December 21st is our holiday market.
Thank you, Melissa. And Anthony Nelson, our Director of Arts and Entertainment.
I'd also like to thank the Arts and Entertainment staff for what was by far the busiest summer in BCPA history. That's usually time staff can take their vacations and things. So our event days went from 31 last year up to 67 this year. So a lot more time in the building for both facilities. Event revenues were up 92% over last year, and net income was up over 218%. So last year we kind of sprinkled some summer shows in, seeing how they do. We tried even more this year, and it seems that the heat doesn't keep people away from wanting to come inside. So those will only continue to go from here. Attendance was over 40,000 compared to just over 20,000 last year. We did 4 First Friday concerts was for the first time ever. We had over 2,500 people in attendance. Downtown businesses were very appreciative. It was a great partnership. We took tickets to each of their businesses, let them hand it out and kind of co-market the events with us. So we plan on only continuing to grow those in the future. Besides for just the outdoor shows, we had a busy indoor season. Besides for Pete Davidson, we had George Thorogood, Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs, Jim Brewer, Girl Named Tom. We did our first Castle partnership show with Samantha Fish, and then we had the High Kings. All shows were successful. On top of WWE at the arena, we had Unit 5, District 87, and Heartland Community College all had their graduations, as well as 2 weekends of Jehovah's Witness. And we're just now kind of starting to kick off our fall season. Tomorrow night, we have a sellout with Who's Live Is It Anyway at the BCPA. And then Friday night is Marlon Wayans at the arena, the Cleverleys at the BCPA, and then Kevin Gates is on Saturday night at the arena. The Bison kick off their camp on October 7th. First preseason game, October 12th. The home opener will be October 19th. And they also plan, we're working together to close Front Street and do a fan fest for the home opener on Front Street. So excited to kind of get things kicked off this week.
Thank you very much. And hard to beat that, but Dave Lamb from Parks and Recreation, you're up next.
Thank you, City Manager Jurgens. Thank you for having me, Mayor Mokwamba. Thank you, Council. Happy to be here tonight. I want to reiterate what those two said about the staff in the Parks and Recreation Department. Very talented staff, just like theirs are. And all these projects and things I'm going to talk about will not be able to happen without their dedication and their caring for the city and be able to provide these things for the community. To complement what Catherine had on the screen there, aquatics, great year at O'Neill Aquatic Center. She had some numbers up there, but our busiest month for our pools was June this year. And that included 12,000 people at the O'Neill Aquatic Center and about 7,000 at Holiday Pool. We gave 1,327 participants in our swim lessons program. And in our aquatics division, we had 121 total seasonal summer employees. That included 71 lifeguards. So that was very helpful. Miller Park Zoo, big news there is we received our AZA accreditation this past Saturday. Director Veal and Zoo Director Pratt are in Calgary right now, working that conference and presented our case to the committee, and we were granted our accreditation. So that's a big deal for us, big deal for the zoo, for the community. And I appreciate the council and administration support to help us get there. The zoo's had 66,476 visitors so far this fiscal year, and that equates to over $584,000 in revenue. And that's $58,000 increase since this time last year. Our golf division continues to exceed expectations. Total revenue this fiscal year is already 2.5 million. And we're just coming off our third $500,000 month in a row in finances coming in for golf. That's $137,000 increase since this time last year. Bloomington Ice Center, we've got ISU hockey there now, 35 ISU men's hockey games coming up. We've got new dasher boards and video boards there, and we've got increased beverage options for the ISU games, which include beer and seltzer. So hockey and beer. So what can go wrong? So anyway, Miller Park, 4th of July, we've got over 10,000 visitors there that watched our show. We're able to get that data from ECD. It was very helpful. And moving forward, we've got the IHSA State Golf Finals at the Den in Prairie Vista Golf Course next month. We've got fall registration underway for all of our programs and classes in the Parks Department. That includes swim lessons, learn to skate, Halloween dances, senior tours, all that stuff. And then this Saturday is the annual Zoo Do fundraiser. It's a big deal for the zoo. It's got an Ignite the Night Luau theme this Saturday at the Miller Park Zoo. So you're all welcome to come out for any of those. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jeannie Hamilton with the library.
Thank you. So summer is usually our busiest time of the year. And this summer we had the interesting curveball of not knowing whether our building would be complete or not. So staff were incredibly great, had backup plans on backup plans. And then we ended up being able to be open though. We had 110 programs with 18,918 participants. The most popular program, aside from our end of summer grand reopening celebration, was our Juneteenth celebration with 318 people coming. 1,469 groups used our study rooms. 182 groups used our community rooms. Our most popular day was July 29th with 1,722 people visiting the library that day. And upcoming, we're really excited about that traffic that's coming to the library, and we're sure it's going to continue into the fall. We just released our fall program guide, which is September through November, and we have 147 programs scheduled. And that includes a local author fair on November 9th, featuring 50 McLean County authors and their books, and it is full. We had to close the registration for the authors that are coming to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And Mayor, I'll turn this back to you.
Okay, any questions from council members? Councilmember Kearns?
Yes. I just had a quick kind of random question for Ms. Han about how do you track the number of downtown visitors?
So since 2019, we have subscribed to a program called Placer AI. And so that's how we're able to pull reports and data. It's not 100% accurate. It's the closest we can possibly get. But that's how we are able to pull data
Great.
from that resource.
Thank you. This is, sorry, just one more thing. It's not so much a question, but maybe just a comment about for the Parks Department, just for anybody, but like, so the renovation of O'Neill Pool is awesome and all those things. And I guess I'm just kind of wondering or hopeful that we continue to see the value in Holiday Pool, even if it's just a plain old community pool, because it's still great. It doesn't, we don't have to have like a massive renovation to become a mini Holiday or a O'Neill Pool. But yeah, community pools I think are really important, and we can see by the attendance and the way that people use them that just having a pool to jump into when it's hot in your neighborhood is great.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And they're a very loyal customer base over there at Holiday Pool. Same people, same seats. They really love a little neighborhood pool over there. We're actually tracking down a leak in the baby pool right now to make sure that's 100% up and running next spring. So we're planning on keeping that one going and keeping it for the community. But I appreciate those comments.
Other comments? No? Well, I just wanted to also, thank all of you for everything that you've done. And it just kind of took me back to, just kind of reminiscing a little bit because I do remember the first time we hired someone to do economic development in your area. So it was a staff of one. But here we are today with, wonderful staff that does great work in the downtown area and has really made the downtown a very attractive place for people to come and enjoy programs. Also want to commend Anthony for the work that he is doing, bringing more traffic to the area, lots of shows. And the arena is looking more and more lively. Can't wait for hockey, but also all the shows at the BCPA. Um, uh, Dave, I have received so many great comments about the pool, holiday pool and the renovation. And I know that's just one part of what you guys do, but I know that generally all of um, the parks, and what we do for beautification in the area I think is amazing. And many communities would be jealous of what we do.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Mayor.
yeah. And same thing for you, Jeannie. And a lot of these things are really unsolicited, when I'm going around places and, I see people who tell me, I had someone that I was talking to and said, hey, putting aside, this business question that we have to talk about, but let me talk to you about the library. It is the renovations are amazing and the programs are also amazing. So a lot of people are extremely happy with what they've seen and what they've experienced. So definitely appreciate that. Okay. All right. So with that, I think we're ready to move to the next item on the agenda, which is city manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'll be quick. And just to the last comment about the library, I was just at a meeting this afternoon, and the guy told me that his wife, he hadn't been to the library in 20 years, and his wife brought him down to use the Innovation Lab. And, we talked about how that library's been remodeled really for this day and age and for this community, and it really is a great amenity. So again, congratulations on all your work with that, Jeannie. Just a couple of quick slides tonight. The first one, as Dave Lamb said, our Assistant Parks Director, the zoo was reaccredited over the weekend, and really just want to say my appreciation to all of our staff that worked on that, to Dave Lamb himself, but Jay Pratt, the zoo director, Eric Veal, our Parks Director, they worked very hard on this. Billy Tice worked very hard on this. And so really appreciate all of their hard work to get to this point and the council's support for that. Next slide, please. Just a reminder that the month of September is a free ride on Connect Transit if you've got your library card, either the Bloomington Library or the Normal Library. Next slide. Final slide, just a reminder, all of our pools are closed, but the splash pads are open. So it is still very hot out there, at least on any given day. You can still take your kids to the splash pads. So just wanted to put that out there for the community. That's all I've got, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Councilmember
second.
Bolin, second by Councilmember Crumpler. All those in favor signify by saying